to build bridges. They're able to measure cosmos. They're able to measure moons, planets, the whole 9 yards. Doing what? Hmm. So imagine if you were in China, right? And we didn't speak the same language. But you have a value for one, and you say it all the time. You may call it E, right? And two, you will call it fe. E and fe. I may not speak the same way as you, but every time we look at a different item, when I point to it, you say E, I'm gonna start counting because you have the same universal way of counting. 1 plus 1 always equals, and 2 plus 2 always equals. We just all say it differently, and you write it all differently. Math is universal. So that's where the computer is based upon. Now, I had told you that the ways of communication back in the old days were doing smoke rings, one big and one small. You're either using a flashlight doing a quick flash of light or a short. Or you doing the Morse code. You're tapping it dash or dot. That's where you get the binary numbers. That's the actual way the computer is written. Now, this is the hardest thing to grasp. So if you're able to grasp this, then the computer becomes all basic. After that, then all the bits and the bytes all make sense.
Binary. That here is pi.
Sure. That's right. Well, let's go for it. Binary numbers, right? Bi means, binary means numbers. So what they're telling you is that it is two. That's what it says. That's how the computer is writing the code. It only knows two numbers. It either knows 1 or 0. That's all it is. Have you ever? Yeah. The number is either 1 or the number is 0. Have you guys seen The Matrix, watch the movies, and every time people jump on these computers and you see the 1s and 0s flash through the screen, you're like, what are they doing? Oh, they're breaking into the computer. I don't know what they're doing, but I see a whole bunch of these 1s and 0s flash through the screen. I know they're doing something illegal. What they're doing is they're basically breaking the code.
Why would you call 0, 1?
This is the way they have written it. Now, the computer understands math, and the easiest way to do math is they say 2 to the x power, meaning every time that number goes up, it doubles. It doubles. Now, for those of you who have computers, let me ask you, if you ever looked at some of your specs, you will find out that there's no numbers that are ever just 3, 5, 10, 20. There's nothing like that. It starts off with 1, and let's double it. It goes to 2, and double from 2, you go to, and double from 4, you go to, and 8, you double to, 16, and 16, 2, and 32, 2, and 64, 2. The X power. It doubles every time. Yep. So whenever, let me tell you, if a new technology comes up, that technology is just twice as strong as the. That's right. So when you sit here and you see something and say, oh my God, it's at 512, guess what? Last time it was at 256. It just did a little move at one time. But what you don't see is that it doubles in size. See? So it looks like it's a huge, giant leap. Right now, the reason why we need to comprehend the binary number is, truthfully, you're going to get stuck right back at it at about 4th level, meaning when you really start doing the software, right, and you really start doing the files and the documents, they all take up a byte and 8 of these bits. That's right. So if I have a line that looks like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that is 1 byte. Now, sure, that equals 8 of these bits equals 1 byte. In normal day, they don't talk about bits anymore. They talk about bytes. But what I want to explain to you is that there's one place that they do talk about bits. Guess where? The internet company. Okay. Now, if 1 byte is equal to 8 bits, right? If I had 10 bytes, how many bits do I have? Sure. So if I was Comcast, would it be easier for me? Would it be in my best, right, interest to say I have 10 bytes, or is it better for me to say I have 80 bits?
80 bits.
Of course, because why? Many people cannot register the bits and the bytes. The difference is if I write it like this, mega, I don't want to erase this, that's why I'm writing over it, I'm sorry guys. Big B and small b. Many people don't recognize this, but it's about the bits and the bytes. Yes. Okay. I see this all the time on Comcast and Quest. If you jump on it, they'll advertise it in the small b, which is bit. It's not wrong. Meaning, if you imagine if we had 2 words, penny and pignon. But pignons were 8 pennies. But you didn't know the difference between pennies and? That's right, because you don't learn the language. But they sound so much stuff. Exactly. So in my best interest, I would say I got 80 pignons instead of 8 pennies. Right? Because a person thinks it's the same, so the only thing they're looking at is the number. Well, they look the same. They're all bits and bytes, right? So 8 looks bigger than 10. Are they wrong for doing it?
Yeah.
No, they're not wrong for doing that. Remember, they phased it out. They stopped using bits only when it's in their best. You got that. Because I can say 80 bits, or I can say 8 bytes for 10 bytes. See? When I put it on a hard drive, I put it on anything else, I talk about it in bytes. But when I'm offering you a transfer meaning, how much water do you want coming into your house, right? Now I talk about it in bits. Why? Because the number's going to look way bigger than the bytes. See? I don't call it, I'm not saying, well, normally we talk about it in gallons, but all of a sudden I'll start talking about it in ounces, fluid ounces. You get 100,000 fluid ounces versus 20,000 gallons. And first of all, 20,000 versus 100,000 gallons, well, 100,000's got to be better. Come to find out. Well, 16 fluid ounces equals 1 gallon. I think that's what it is. Conversion. That's a tough deal. We're gonna break up into groups in about 5 minutes here, but before we break up, I wanted to show you one other thing. Renee. That video. We're gonna compose